Mezco 112 Collective Special Ops Punisher is in the DorkLair! Welcome to another DorkLair action figure review. If you enjoy this video, please leave a comment and don't forget to subscribe. Now, let's take a look at Frank Castle. So, this was the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. This is the counterpart to another figure I reviewed, the Batman Beyond. So this is the other exclusive from that event. It was also available online on the Mezco Direct website. And this figure is a fully loaded Punisher figure with tons of accessories and just lots and lots of stuff going on. We did review this figure on DorkLair Collecting Podcast episode 72. So if you'd like to also hear Chris's thoughts on this figure and just general action figure news and other stuff, take a listen to DorkLair number 72. So taking a look at the packaging he comes in. Punisher comes in the Mezco smaller box, the convention exclusive type packaging, and you can see it's got the logo on the front with the exclusive sticker, Punisher skull on the side, some nice artwork on the back, and another one on that side there. I do enjoy that Mezco packaging, and I do like it when they do them in these smaller boxes, although it doesn't have that slide up slip cover so that you can see the figure in the packaging, but not a big deal. Love that packaging. And now let's take a quick look at Frank next to a couple other figures in the line. So we've got Iron Man. Check out my recent review of that one. And Wolverine. And just a couple more figures. We've got Spock, probably my favorite 112 collective figure. It was also my first. And Ascending Knight Batman, just so you can get a sense of how he looks next to these other figures, and personally, I think he looks pretty darn good. And taking a look at some of the details visually on this guy, starting with the head, it's actually probably the best part of the figure. It's such a good job of just making a sort of realistic, super gritty, super detailed flesh tones. You've got like a little bit of stubble there. The scars are nicely painted. The eyes are glossy. They're centered. They're blue. It's just an awesome head sculpt. It looks really good. They've been making this head sculpt for a little while now, and they're doing an incredible job on that head. Moving down the figure, this suit is basically made out of a sort of like a plasticky kind of fabric. A lot of times, the Mezco figures are going to have like straight up cloth, maybe sort of a spandexy type of a cloth, and then they're going to have pleather or pleather-like overlay. And this is almost all, like the whole thing is almost all that same kind of plasticky, sort of pleathery material, but it's the parts down there do have a texture to them, and up close, sometimes the camera doesn't do it justice. Up close, it looks awesome. It looks really, really nice, and you know, it contrasts well because it is kind of a gray, and then it contrasts nicely with these black armor pieces, which are also just that same sort of plastic overlay stuff. The skull on the front is textured even more so to kind of look more skull-like, and it's a little bit thicker than all the rest of the plasticky details. And then a lot of those same details run down the legs as well. And then a lot of the white stuff is hard plastic, sculpted plastic here, the top, the gloves that come up the forearms, and then you have these gloves here. There's some polished or like slightly glossier parts with some almost chalky kind of underneath there type of parts on the hands there, on the gloves, and then the belt is got a little bit of weathering in there, makes it kind of look a little bit dirtied up. It's got buckles with some nice little like metal rivets painted on there. And then when you turn it around, he's got some more armor kind of stuff going on the back there. And then he's got a sheath for his knife, and then that's removable. You can see right here, this thing pegs in, and then the knife pulls right out. Right there. And we'll get to the accessories a little bit later. You can see more of that weathering right there on that sheath. It's like a little bit discolored white, like a little bit of yellowed, as it would be, as you're seeing some action. And then the boots very similar to the rest of the white details, where you've got some of those hooks, like those types of boots that have hooks there. The lace is going all the way down. Those hooks are painted silver. Some more detailed weathering on the boots. It's got like the Timberland pattern underneath, peg holes. Super, super good looking figure. They've just done a really good job of kind of making a comic book character. Like this feels like a comic book character, but it also feels kind of real world. And I think that it's a testament to what they do and what their vision is for the line. It's taking all of these various things. Some of the figures they do are from cartoons like Popeye and Space Ghost. Some of the figures are from movies, like they have the Dawn of Justice, Batman, and all these other ones. And then some are from comic books, and they've done a great job of mixing them all in together. He comes with 3 blast effects. So this one pegs in and looks as if he's shooting rapid fire, and there's like 3 bullets coming out at different distances. And then these are 2 identical ones that can plug into really any of the weapons. He comes with 4 handheld grenades. He comes with 6 grenades that go in this machine gun here, / grenade launcher. And then this one has 2 magazines that you can swap in and out. And then he comes with a submachine gun, like an Uzi type weapons. Apologize if I don't know my guns. This one comes with 2 magazines and a suppressor that plugs into the front. The effects can either go into the front of this, or they can also go into the front of this once plugged in. And then he comes with a pistol with 2 magazines and that knife that I kind of showed earlier. He comes with a duffel bag that you can store all this stuff in, and it actually works with a zipper. He comes with a rocket launcher and a minigun, and this minigun has the belt of bullets that you can kind of plug into the side, and it's curved nicely so that it'll kind of hold that position. And then he comes with 2 different, this set of hands is 2 different hands. This one here is a like punching, like a neck punch or something, right? Karate sort of punch type thing. And then this one I think is pretty much to hold to cradle the weapon like a rifle. And then he comes with 2 open hands and trigger finger hands, just the regular fists. And then finally he comes with 3 head sculpts. You've got this beat up sort of screaming head sculpt with a black eye, just an intense battle scream. And then you've got this same one that I showed you earlier. And what I think really kind of makes this Punisher stand out against all the other Punishers is this head sculpt. So this is like he's got a mask on with a skull painted onto it, and then you can see like the eyes underneath and stuff. But none of the other ones come with this. You know, you've got your Punisher that has the classic white accents like this one does. You have that's the classic Mezco Direct one, and then you have like the Punisher that comes with, you know, a boatload of weapons and accessories. That's the previews exclusive. And then you have the regular Punisher. But this is the only one that comes with this. So this is kind of like the tactical, you know, special ops kind of piece that really makes this set very, very much a unique Punisher that makes it, like, even if you have those other ones, it's worthwhile getting this one because of this extra head sculpt. Very, very cool. And then finally, he's got the typical Mezco 5-inch stand that has a peg, or you can pull that peg out and swap in a flight arm. And finally, for the articulation, so Punisher has neck articulation at the base of the neck and at the top of the neck, so he can bend his head forward and backwards, and he can move it to the side and all around. One thing that's happening, though, is there is some discoloring going on at the base of the neck. It's pretty much not going to be much of an issue because it's always going to be hidden by that collar that doesn't really move around or anything, but just something to note. A little bit of discoloration from the material there, especially in the back there, but nothing too crazy. So the arms go up very far. There's a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. He can bring his elbows in this far. And then the forearms also swivel. And then his hands have a hinge and swivel as well. So they can hinge this way and then rotate. And you can, once they're rotated, you can spin them all around and do them however you want. There is a little bit of butterfly in the shoulder. It goes that much. And then as for the ab crunch, there's a pretty good amount of it. There's a joint at the bottom, at the waist, and then at the upper chest there. So he can crunch forward this far, and then he can crunch back this far, and then he can twist as well at both points. This belt is free floating. In fact, you can remove the belt. There's a peg right here, and you can take the belt off completely if you want to give him a different belt or a different look or something like that. But you can move the belt around a little bit and, you know, kind of maneuver it so you can get the articulation where you want it to be. So if you're going to work with his legs a little bit, you want to move the belt up, and then he can kick out this far forward, this far backwards. He can pretty much do the splits. We'll get to the ankles in a minute because that's where the wide stances become a little bit of a problem. And then you have a swivel at the upper thigh, double jointed knees, swivel at the boot, and then the ankles rock. But again, like a lot of Mezcos, he actually has decent forward and backward rock, but he really doesn't have a lot of rocker going this way and this way. So if you want to have him flat-footed, the furthest you're going to be able to go for him to be flat-footed is probably about this here for a flat-footed stance. Overall, the articulation is really good. It's where you want it to be. He's got a really nice ab crunch. He's got a lot of leg and arm articulation. He's got double jointed elbows and knees, and just a lot of really good stuff going on for getting him into some awesome action poses, firing his weapons, battle stances, fist fights, anything you really want. He's really fun to play with, and I never really feel like I'm in danger of like damaging the material or the fabric or anything like that. I find him to be just a really fun figure to mess around with and pose and get him into, like, so if you want to get him punching someone, you know, you can get that arm back this way really far, right? And then the elbow, you have the bicep swivel that'll bring it up, and then the elbow has such good articulation that you can really get him in a throwing a punch, kind of like with the elbow up, like he's going to smash someone. So really, really great articulation. I think it's an awesome figure. I highly recommend it. In terms of the value right now, you're not going to find it for retail price. It was obviously a Mezco exclusive, but really, all things considered, the price is not that bad. At the time, it was a lot, and it really cooled off the price of some of the other Punishers. Those are starting to go back up, but he's gone down, and some people have been getting him for $140, $130. The retail price was $85. You're not going to find it for $85, but you might find it for, you know, like $130-ish, $140, $150. And I would, if you want this figure, I'd probably try to pick it up sooner than later, because I do think that eventually that price is going to dry up. Like there was a decent production run. The carton counts said 4,000. So there's quite a few of these out there, but you know, it is a Mezco Punisher. Mezco tends to put a lot of love into their Punishers, and it shows. He was an incredible value at $85 with all those accessories, and still not even a terrible price at like $140, $150. I think this is one of those rare figures that can go up. That, you know, the aftermarket price is kind of worth it for something like this guy. Awesome figure, very good value per price per dollar. Lots of accessories, really amazing head sculpt. Very happy to have it. Mezco 112 Collective Punisher. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out our other videos, like our review of the Mezco 112 Collective Classic Iron Man Find links to the DorkLair Collecting Podcast in our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages in the description below, and may the Force be with you.
DorkLair!